chef. We have some friends here. We call them the Pioneer from Jamaica, and we just want to honor them and respect them and keep them in our memory. And I have some friends. I have a friend that been passed a few years ago. I just want to keep him in our memory. His name was Andy, and to let people know we love him dearly. And we're here today to honor him and respect him. And me and my friend here me and Dr. Lubsey sitting here having a good time. Today we're gonna play some domino, and we invite a whole bunch of people here today. And later on you will see that what we're doing is we're just doing that for the kindness of our heart, because we love these people very much, and we just want to do something with these people. Vin, what do you have to say about that? The things we've been doing. We've been friends for like 35, 40 years, man, and we're still hanging in there. You don't find that too often. So here we are.
Yes. My impression of why we're having this function is because it's a celebration of who we are and what we have accomplished. We have been knowing each other for many, many years, and we have been associated with doing good things for each other. We started to do a lot of exercising together, and there was three of us. This is why this empty chair. Andy, the third one, he every Sunday morning we'd meet my house, and we'd go over through the park and we'd run maybe for half an hour, for an hour, whatever time we can do the running. Mm-hmm. Then because of the fitness thing, we got together and we began to appreciate the finer things that each one had to offer. Now, unfortunately, I should be hating Shaft a lot. This is my friend Shaft. I'm Leden Lubsey, and because Shaft used to beat me soundly with running. I have never been able to beat this man in running. Then there was another time when some younger buck who was going to challenge us, they're thinking that they're going to deal with some old people. And Shaft ran against him and demoralized him to the extent that he never came back. This guy was about 20 years our junior, but we were in great shape. And this is how it started. After the running, then we'd spend some time talking. Then after we'd spend some talking, cooking, eating. So it was a friendship that began that way. But then over the years, things happened. Shaft became ill, I became ill, Andy became ill, all in the same year. And Shaft survived his, I survived mine, but Andy didn't. And Andy was the kind of guy who would be a perfect addition to what's going on right now.
To what we do.
Right, and they would be here with us and probably doing as much as any other person could, because he was just such a great guy, a good friend, caring guy. And we have reached a point now in our lives when we're kind of looking back now, and we are grateful for what we have accomplished and grateful for what we have. And we don't want to be selfish about it. And we would like to say something to the younger guys, but at the same time, we also want to respect the older guys. And that's why we have this thing. There's no agenda. It's not a thing that we're looking for any money from anybody. We're not trying to support any causes. We just want to just give back a little and to the people that we love.
And if we can give any advice to the younger people, younger Jamaicans, we will be glad to. Like I said again, this is my friend, and our friendship just grow, and right now we like the Siamese twins, man. We just. But
that's a fact.
We're gonna talk to our wife. We have wives too, so we're gonna bring our wife in and talk to the wife for a minute or two, and just to get their input. Their level of where we stand with them, and how they feel they've been treated over the years. But we think we are good husbands. So
we know we're the best.
Yeah, so we don't know how they're gonna feel, but this is the way we feel. So we're gonna get the wife to come in and
the best job.
Okay, here I go. Here I am with my lovely wife and my wife who I love dearly. You know, we fuss and fight like everybody else, but here we are. I don't think I could do without her, man. And my friend there, here's his wife. Her name is Teresa, of course.
My wife, and her name is Debbie. And like he said, it's the glue. It's the thing that keeps us going. It's the thing that sometimes we don't like the shackles, but we can't do without it, man. It's the greatest thing that ever happened to me, and I'm sure it's the greatest thing that ever happened to Shaf, because I remember when we were running many years ago. As soon as Shaf finished the running, Shaf had to go in and report in, and now, but it wasn't a report in of any kind of displeasure. It's just that Shaf wanted he wanted to get rid of us testosterone and to hang out with the person who means a lot to him. And he has shown that she means that much to him. And my wife wasn't here at that time, and so she didn't see the better part of me. Now what she got is just a damn shell, but I hope she can work with that. And my wife's name is Debbie.
And we've been working with it 13 years of marriage.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going on like 20 years, and you know, she's like the main source of my financial estate right now. So, you know, got in there the money and everything she controls. So if I need 15 cents, I gotta go to her. But still, you know, we're living okay. We're doing okay, you know.
Yeah, they're going the wrong way. They're going the wrong way. Wrong way. Wrong.
What do you have to say, honey?
I'm a little upset. Shaf gets 15 cents, and I'm not even allowed to do anything with
I'm
money.
going to have to find out what he does for that.
Oh gosh, this is hard. Actually, it's been 20 pretty good years. I've known Dr. Lubsey for actually 21 years, actually.
correct.
Maybe even longer. The friendship started with the running, and of course the ladies did the biking.
Yes,
Wow,
yes,
we
yes,
went-
I remember.
And we went quite a ways. Some of our friends are no longer here with us, of course, but overall it's been a very, very good 20 years.
David?
Well, I think we're addressing the Jamaican culture in this, I believe.
Yes.
And coming from a Midwestern American, I still am eating mashed potatoes and gravy with no pepper. I haven't come along that far, but I do believe that I understand the culture much better and definitely appreciate it from both these gentlemen as well as all of their friends. And Teresa and I think are fairly satisfied with these two young men as long as they give us our slot playing time in Vegas.
Yes.
And let us pump as many quarters as we want.
Yes.
And believe our lies that we're winning.
See what I mean?
Like I said, it's been 3 years since I'm knocking on your door, and I still can knock some more. Girl, is it feasible? I wanna know now, for I to knock some more. Yeah, see, life I know. But your love is my
This is absolutely my greatest pleasure to introduce the man who introduced me to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. When I came here to start my medical practice, I did not know anybody in Milwaukee, and I happened to go to an inn they call the Caribbean Inn, and I met this man, Vincent, my namesake, and Vincent said to me, knowing that I cannot cook, he will give me a carrier that I can take home, and he will cook my food every single night, no cost to me. And all I have to do is just bring back the carrier the next day to get some more food. So can you understand how important this is to me and the relationship we have with Jamaicans? Now, this man I just love dearly. I'm gonna have him do the rest of the interview now. Vincent?
Vincent Young,
When did you come to the United States?
1957, New York, Brooklyn, 2A Amboy Street.
When did you come to Milwaukee?
1961, June the 12th.
How have you been living in Milwaukee since? And what do you think about living in the United States as a Jamaican?
Well, living in the United States is okay. I like it. I was here with my wife. At least my wife let me come to America. But I was doing real good in Jamaica because my daddy have his big business and things like that, you know. But coming here and for a couple of years, I was trying to go back, and it was real hard though to find the fear to go back. But anyway, I make it and I make it through, and I'm living okay now. And I'm retired now, and I'm still doing a little work, part-time job still, take care of my family. I got all my kids here, and they are all grown. And I have other kids. They got my grandkids. Them are all grown too. Some. And I'm living okay. Got good friends here, and things like that.
If you were to give some advice to younger Jamaicans, what would it be?
My advice to the Jamaicans, new Jamaicans that come here, would to go to school, get some good education, that they can get a good job, because the most important thing nowadays is education. And without education, you cannot get a good job. And leave all those bad things outside, like shooting other people and, you know, robbing banks and all them things. That's not proper for decent people. You want to come here and live decent, you got to get your education and work, make a good living.
This, for me, is also the highlight of my day, my year. I am introducing you to a man who has been a father to all the Jamaicans who followed after him. Everybody who came here always can claim, I have ate at Wrighty's table. I have been at Wrighty's home. I have enjoyed Wrighty's hospitality. Wrighty is the man who exemplified all the positive things about Jamaicans that I can think. As a pioneer. What is a pioneer? A man who has been here by my criteria for over 50 years. Now I'm going to introduce you to my friend Wrighty, and I'm going to let him speak for himself. Wrighty.
Yes, sir.
What is your name?
Evan Wright.
How long have you been here?
About 60 years, maybe.
60 years in the United States or 60 years in Milwaukee?
Milwaukee.
What do you think about living in Milwaukee all these years?
Well, I haven't got too much complaint. I've been doing pretty good with it. I live pretty well with it.
Tell me in 1 minute if you can, Wrighty. Give me an idea of your life in Milwaukee for the past 60 years.
Very good.
Describe it for me. When you came, what you did, just tell me about your life so people will know.
Oh, I'm a hard-working man. I used to work two, 3 jobs at the beginning, you know. But until I really put my foot down on the ground. But I've been hanging in there and do pretty good myself all through life, you know. I trust one another when I meet another Jamaican or friend, trust them, and we got along pretty good with them.
I didn't hear anything about your beautiful wife. I didn't hear anything about the beautiful kids. I didn't hear about the job where you was working. I didn't hear about all the hardships that you had to face.
Well, all those things are natural. They come natural. I mean, I have no complaints about them. the job I know how to get up and go to work. The wife always take good care of me. Make sure she send me out to come back have something to eat. She keep the house nice and clean, keep me well. So I haven't got much. She's not here today, but she knows where I am right now.
What is the proudest thing you have to tell us about as being a Jamaican, and whatever the success you can look forward to, the proudest thing you have to talk about that we don't know anything about?
I'll have to take out a look for my book to find something like that because I've been into a lot of things. But, you know, there are simple things, but I put them to work and they seem to turn out pretty good for me at all times.
If you had to give advice to the younger ones just coming here, or the most recent ones coming here, what is the advice you would give these folks?
I would tell them to try to work hard and do a good job whenever they get hired, and do a good job when they get hired, and keep themselves happy at all times. Do the best you can to keep himself happy at all times. You know, don't be going around sad and murmur. Keep the thing going as good as you can until you get your feet underneath you, you know? That's about the size of it.
Keep on ringing those bells, Righty. One love.
You got to ring the bell. You must ring the bell. I was a good bell ringer. I used to be a good bell ringer.
Can you just can't refuse it? Anyway you get my music, you got to take it. Anyway you get my music, you just got to take it. Without if you jump to the music, without if you jump to the music, without if you dance to the music, say it's a high dance music. Anywhere you go, anywhere you stay, say you got to rock it down there. Say that if you jump to the music, don't feel me style, don't feel me style, and feel me style and style that can never be spoiled. Yeah, yeah. Say that if you jump to the music, say that if you love for me music, say that in a music, a music.
When I came to Milwaukee, 1978, everywhere I went, they asked me, are you a Jamaican? I would obviously say yes. But every single time I said yes, the next question was, do you know George? This was all I heard. For a year or two, I heard, did you know George? I didn't know George. I didn't care who the hell George was, but right now, I met George for many, many years, and I have recognized that it was one of the best things in my life to say, I know George. Here is George.
Thank you, Doc. I've been knowing you quite a while, and you're one of my best friends. On and off anywhere. You are one of the most intellectual, well, what I would say, intellectual man in my life. Yeah. That spurs me on to do better about that.
George, how many years have you been in the United States, number one, and possibly in Milwaukee?
I've been in the United States since 1951. And I am 79 years of age right now.
What do you think about your life in Milwaukee? If you can, in 1 minute, tell me all the things that are of importance to you about your life in Milwaukee.
And my life in Milwaukee is pretty good. It's pretty good. I wouldn't change it for nothing. I don't believe there's another state in the United States that I would reside except Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And as far as it's pretty good to me and my family. That's right.
George, since you came to the United States, a lot of things have changed and a lot of attitudes have changed. Now, if you could sum up in 1 minute your entire life in Milwaukee, where you've been, what you've done, who you are, if you could sum it up in 1 minute, let me hear what it is.
In 1 minute. I believe I'm a success. I believe I'm a success, and there are some bad times, but there's more good times than bad times. And the people I meet and move around are very well. I like them, and I wouldn't change nothing. I wouldn't change nothing in the world. Nothing. I would do it all over again. I come back another time.
I have had the pleasure of associating with George. He is one of the people that whenever I need assistance, I call on George. I have never been disappointed. He has been one of the ultimate Jamaicans in terms of how he deals with me and our other Jamaicans. And I can tell you, every Jamaican that I know of has a positive experience with George. Now, George, for having been here this many years, the people who just came here, if you were to give them an advice, what would it be?
If I was to give them an advice, what would it be? I would tell them to be yourself. Don't try to be nobody else. Don't even change your language, the way you speak, because that's a plus. The way you speak, and if you continue speaking that way, it will is a plus all your life in the United States. And go to school. Get a good education. Get a good education and live a good life.
George, I thank you very much. If there's anything else you want to tell us, please do it now.
Well, today I'm here to meet some of my old friends. We don't see each other too much, again, because everything has changed. But I'm enjoying myself, and I believe everybody is too. That's right.
Thank you, George. This may not mean anything to anybody else, but it means a lot to me. This gentleman sitting to my right is one of my best friends. He has been very, very helpful and instrumental and means a lot to me. He has helped me in many, many ways in which I don't even know how to explain it. But I don't know his name. Who are you, sir?
My name is Albert Luhing.
Where are you from?
Kingston, original Kingston, Jamaica, but I now live in Milwaukee.
How long have you lived in the United States?
Since 1957,
Has it all been in Milwaukee?
all in Milwaukee.
Why did you leave that beautiful country of yours to come to Milwaukee?
Well, at the time, I wanted to attend engineering school, and there wasn't one in the West Indies. So my brother was here, and I decided to come here. And I've lived here ever since.
I don't know who your brother is or what your brother is capable of. Can you tell me anything about your brother? Looking at me.
His name is Dr. Cecil Luhing, and he's in environmental engineering. He works for he used to work for the Chicago Sanitary District. He's now retired, and he's on his own.
Now, I am also very proud of having met your brother. why should I be proud of you? What are all the things that you would say as an accomplishment that you have since you have been in Milwaukee?
Well, one of the things that I have tried to instill in the younger guys is to keep out of trouble. Go to school, try to do as well as they possibly can in school, because that's the only way you're gonna get yourself from the morass you're in. Now, some has not, but it's not because I did not try.
If you were, is there any way you could sum up your life in Milwaukee in 1 minute? If so, try.
Less than a minute. It's been very, very good. And I'm thankful to my friends, my parents, and everyone else. It has been good, and there's no looking back.
I also want to say something that's very trite. Behind every good man, there is a good woman. I happen to know his wife. Who is that?
Winsome Lu Hing.
Why do I think she's such a good woman?
I wouldn't know. Well, she has been honest, she has been outspoken, and she has treated all of my friends with respect, and I would think that she has projected herself in a very respectable manner.
Yes, she has. I love her dearly. Now, having had children here, been here so long, if you could crystallize your recommendations to the new Jamaicans, the Jamaicans, in terms of what are the things that we would consider to be very, very important for them to be as successful as you have been in life?
Well, I think a very, very important thing in anyone's life, including the younger guys who are coming for our younger people, is discipline. Without that, you are going absolutely nowhere. Discipline, if you are well disciplined, will allow you to stay in school, get in school, stay in school, and finish school. If you do not, then there's absolutely no chance for you to be successful. One can only recommend certain things. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm not perfect, but I think I've led a good life and a respectable life. And if one wants to use it as some type of marker, that's fine with me. I have no regrets. But nonetheless, I would suggest to each Jamaican or the younger guys who are coming up to stay in school and finish school.
Thank you, Mr. Lu Hing. It's been a pleasure.
Yes, sir. And again, it's nice seeing you.
This is an honor to introduce my friend, Carlton. We have known each other for many, many, many years. When I use the word gentleman, I have Carlton in mind. I will not say much more. I'm going to just ask questions. Who are you?
I'm Carlton Smalling.
From?
From Hanover.
When did you come to the United States?
1971.
Was there a reason for you to come to the United States?
Yes. Yeah.
What was the reason?
Well, I was working in Canada, and then my buddy comes join me over here, so I come and join him in Milwaukee.
You have been here since 71, you said. Is there any regret you have in coming to the United States and specifically Milwaukee?
No, sir. No.
No. In 1 minute, if you could sum it up, what has your life been like in Milwaukee? The things you have done, the accomplishment, the family, which I know very well and love. Anything you have to say about your life? Can you give us a summary in 1 minute about your life in the United States?
Well, there's lots of changes. My family, my wife, and my jobs, and my friends. I enjoy living in Milwaukee.
Anything special that you'd like to tell us about yourself, your family, and what Milwaukee has, how Milwaukee has helped you or hurt you in any way?
Well, it's Milwaukee helped me. I got a good job in Milwaukee, and I enjoy it, every minute of it. And also my wife, Shirley. Enjoy being with her and everything.
Your kids are wonderful kids, but I haven't heard you say a thing about your kids yet.
And my boys, Alan and Carl, they're doing great, yeah. Well, Alan is a carpenter, as you know. He's doing real good. Also, Carl. They're good boys, yeah. No problem. Yeah. No.
Are you a grandfather yet?
Yes, 8 years old. Alan, small Alan, yeah. Yeah.
Now, having been here so many years, is there anything over all these years that you have learned that you could give as an advice to the new Jamaicans coming here, to the ones who you think could make life as successful as you have been?
Yes. One thing I have to tell them, all they need to survive is a driving record, a credit record, and a good working record.
And praise God.
Yeah. That's all I have. That's why I survived me. I survived from it. Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to take this opportunity to say to Jamaicans or to the rest of the tape?
No, everything is okay for them, to me.
Thank you very much, Mr. Smallings. Thanks a lot.
Just one more try, I would be alone until the day I die. And we would have a love so divine if I could turn back my hands of time.
Here is another Jamaican of whom I am very proud, husband. First of all, I need you to tell us, who are you? What's your name?
I'm Osborne Williams.
Where are you from?
I'm from Jamaica.
Where in Jamaica?
I was born in St. Elizabeth and I was grew in Kingston. But
When did you come to the United States?
1973.
Was there a reason for you to come to the United States?
Yes, for better opportunities.
Did that happen?
Yes.
Now, when you came to the United States in 73, where did you go first?
I was living at 26th and Center.
So most of the time in the United States, if not all of your time in the United States, you have lived in Milwaukee.
Yes.
Now, having lived in Milwaukee for all these many years, if you could talk about yourself for 1 minute and tell me about your life in the United States, I'd like to hear it.
Yes. I came here that Saturday night, 3rd of November, and Barlett Brown get me a job at Motor Casting. And I worked here for 32 years.
So
it wasn't the best, but it's all good in the neighborhood right now.
So from almost a week you came here, you got a job, motor casting?
I came here the Saturday night and I started work there the Monday night.
That is fantastic. Now, in terms of your accomplishments here in Milwaukee, what is it that you're proudest of?
I'm proud that I can own my own home. It's all paid for. And I get all four kids from Jamaica. All my kids was born in Jamaica. And they all doing good.
Oh, that's right. Now, having been here so many years, is there anything that you would like to say to the Jamaicans who came recently that would help them to become as successful as you have been?
Yes. All I have to tell them, hold their head above water. Don't get in no crime, no drugs, no nothing like that. because I'm going to pull you down to the ground.
Excellent. Now, is there anything else you'd like to say to us or to your family or to the generation that might be watching this tape later on?
Well, I'm proud of everything. I'm proud of Lee too. As a Jamaican like myself, he doing good. And also a Jamaican like you is my doctor, and you're doing good.
Thank you very much, sir. I would like you to meet my personal friend, Aubrey Roper. I think that's what his name is. And I am just going to let him speak for himself. Who are you, sir?
My name is Aubrey Roper.
Where did you come from?
Jamaica, Montego Bay, St. James, Jamaica.
When did you come to the United States?
In 1960.
What made you come to the United States?
Well, at that time, things were a little rough in the country in Jamaica. So I thought I come here, I would be better off.
Has that happened?
Yeah, of course.
Now, give me in about a minute what it is that America has been to you, how you got here, the life you have experienced. In about a minute, just talk about yourself in the United States and in Milwaukee.
Okay. When I came here first, I came on agricultural work. I work as a farm worker around New York. I came to Milwaukee in 1966, the 3rd of November, and I've been here since. I work as a mason, do brick lane, concrete work, self-employed until 1968. I went to school, take up a little machinist, and I worked as machinist for 30 years. I worked for Appleton Electric Company and retired from Appleton Electric Company at South Milwaukee.
Aubrey is a good man. I've known him to be a good man for all these many years. Now, Aubrey, you've been here, as you've said, for how many years?
Almost 40 years in Milwaukee.
In those 40 years, a lot of times, a lot of things have changed in Jamaica, in the United States for us Jamaicans. What is it that you have noticed? And for the younger generation who came recently, do you have any advice?
Well, there's no advice I can give the young one because they claim they know better than I do. They do more things than I ever do in my life. I'm here 40 years. I never had to speak with the law more than good morning, goodbye. I'm never involved with no circumstances away from motor vehicle accident. I get in motor vehicle accident. And that's why me and the law had any kind of contention whatsoever.
Looking back at these 40 years, is there anything else you have to tell us about life in the United States as opposed to what it could have been for you in Jamaica?
Well, naturally, yes. I work here and I achieve a little more than what I had in Jamaica. I make a family. I was married in 1968. I have 2 kids with my wife. I divorced her in 1975. And then I'm still single, stay in Milwaukee.
Thank you very much, Aubrey. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Anything else you have to say to us?
Thank you, sir.
God bless.
Is it true what they've been saying about my woman? Stars were not the only one to see. Is it true You're the one rejected by me. Can it be I was too busy making bread and he took my place in your bed and I would not allow my eyes to see you were untrue.
I have the best job for the night. I'm now introducing you to one of my very good friends. Who are you, sir?
My name is Frederick Jackson, also known as George Jackson, all my Jamaican peers.
When did you come to the United States?
I actually had the opportunity of coming to the United States on December 8, 1968, and I've lived here since then, with a brief residence in Florida for about a year, but predominantly I resided in Milwaukee for those approximately 39 years.
Why did you come to the United States and Milwaukee in particular?
Well, the occasion on which I actually came to Milwaukee, I came initially to attend Brandon Stratton Business College, where I met my wife, who we bore one child with, Frederick Jackson II. Subsequent to that, I become engaged with Midway Oil Company, a company that I formed in 1976. And that company that I formed in 1976, we happened to have established a small retail chain of retail gasoline stations, and which was quite an accomplishment at the time, and continues to be so. We had a lot of support from our Jamaican community as well as the American public as a whole, and in all due respects, my voyage to Wisconsin, and primarily residing in Milwaukee, has been one of success.
I am here to say I agree totally. Now, you have already stated much of it, but I'll give you another 30 seconds to a minute to describe any additional things that happened to you in Milwaukee that you could consider to be something you're proud of, or if there was something that happened that you would want to just talk about. We're looking for things that could encourage or help Jamaicans that follow us.
Well, in response, over the years since I've been here, I've had the opportunity to have been associated with the Jamaica Association of Milwaukee, which I believe was a very strong catalyst, for Jamaicans residing here at the time and for a very long time. I believe it gave us a sense of cohesiveness, a sense of commonality, and we were able to share common objectives, and by so doing, facilitated an accommodation that other Jamaicans that subsequently followed were able to have a voice, or for lack of a better word, were better able to fit in the social dynamics of the locale. We also had another organization that was the Young Socialist League of sort. One of the things I admired about those two groups is that they provided a forum for Jamaicans that were here. A lot of them were geared for academic improvement, and those organizations fostered and promoted those kind of growth. My advice, or what I'd like to see rather in the future, is the rebirth of some of these organizations. I think that they were very focused. They gave us a very strong sense of value. And unfortunately, in the years that have followed, we've seen some deterioration in that area. Of course, we've seen the West Indian Cricket Club that is becoming a very vibrant part of the social network. As well, I must give some praise to the Young Soccer League that is made up of primarily West Indians. I still do believe that they need a more mature guidance in terms of adjusting to the dynamics of Wisconsin. When I say that to say this, that I don't believe that they have achieved what those of us who have been here for a longer time have. And again, it goes back to the kind of social dynamics that we found in the Young Socialist League as well as the West Indian Association of Milwaukee, which I'd like to see a rebirth of.
Appreciate the sentiments, and I hope that we will one day be able to fulfill your wishes. Is there any closing words you have for us? I mean, it don't have to be, but I just wanted to say if there's anything else unsaid that you'd like to say.
In closing, I would like to say that I'm very appreciative of the community, the Jamaican community that we have thus far. I think there's a lot of room for improvement, but I think we'll get there.
Thank you very much, George. It's been a pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a special treat. A second generation Jamaican American. Jamaicans. These are the products of my great friend Righty. And we need to hear from some first generation Jamaicans. And here they are.
Hi, my name is Lloyd Wright. And this is my brother Easton Wright. Let him introduce himself.
Easton Wright, out of 11 kids, I'm the second youngest. Lloyd actually is my older brother. And, growing up with my father, it was a little bit rough, especially back in the day when Jamaicans weren't accepted in Milwaukee. And, growing up as a kid, having a father that was Jamaican, he definitely instilled discipline. He made sure that we had whatever we needed. He was a provider. At one time, he was the only one working in the family, and he kept us all together, all 8 brothers and 3 sisters.
Many of the values that you see my brother and I have come because we watch our father work hard. And many of the values that was instilled in us, we instilled into our own family. And we always keep the Jamaican spirit alive in the family. And we love Jamaica just as much as my father loved Jamaica. And to tell you the truth, in my house, I don't cook nothing American. I always tell my wife, she says she's American, she cook American, and I cook Jamaican. And so I don't know about cooking anything American but Jamaican food. And everybody always call me the curry king because we're gonna have curry chicken, we're gonna have curry goat, we're gonna have curry fish. And but I learned from my father growing up about hard work and using your talents and your gifts. And one thing he always instilled into us was always to have the church and have God in your life. And those are values that he taught. And he's a man with great respect. Everybody in our house love him, they respect him. And I have one son, and he knows his grandfather don't stand for no foolishness. And so we love him a lot, and we're happy that he's 84 years old now, and he's been married now 58 years. So we have a whole history, and we're glad that he's around, and we're like friends, we really like brothers, because we can go to him anytime and talk to him about anything. Many people don't have that relationship with their father, but we have that relationship to go to our father anytime. And anytime we need him, he's there.
Fantastic. Chef, what do you have to say to these huge Americans?
Yeah, I'm just happy that we could have this guy here today to talk about their father back in the days. And we just want to know they're one of us. We love them. We always been friends, and we're gonna keep it that way. Okay? Okay, man? Okay, we love you all, buddy. You part of the family, man. All right.
Peace, love, and respect. Now, what was it as a child growing up in Milwaukee that frustrated you most about being a Jamaican?
Oh, the frustration pretty much lied with my peer group. I grew up pretty much in the streets, gang banging. I grew up, gambling. And my father pretty much laid down the law, let me know, it wasn't going down in his household. So with that discipline, what made it the roughest was because he was always there. And when I say roughest, at that time, I thought, with my father being on me, especially being in the streets, I just didn't want that discipline. But after growing up, seeing the world, I knew he did what was best for me and for my children. And that's what I'm taking on to my children. The next generation of Jamaicans, that's what we like to call them, Jamaicans. I just like to let everybody know, I love my father. My father's been always there for me. Even when I thought he wasn't behind me, he was right there. So the roughest part as far as growing up as Jamaicans was, having my father go to school with the accent. Now you see everybody faking a funk like they're real Jamaicans, but, the real is real. He's always, like I said, been a catalyst in our family. He's always provided for us. Even though when it got rough, he just was right there for us. What you got to say, Lord?
I like to add this because I remember, I have to tell you about this story when I was younger. And I had a whole bunch of ladies calling the house. And one day I worked in the jewelry store and I come home and my daddy get up out of his bed. I was making myself some dinner. And he said, young boy. Sometimes when we come in the house, he called us young boy. So he said, young boy, sit down, man. So we sit down. He said, me have to talk to you. He said, look on this list here. He said, first of all, me not your secretary. He said, 10 phone calls. He said, 10, me write down, 10 girls will call you. And first of all, that's too many women I call this house. And him say to me, he said, look, you don't love all them women. Pick one of them women and make her your own. He said, number 2, he said, time for you to start thinking about marriage. He said, how old are you now? I said, about 28. He said, well, you know what? Quit having all them women call and which one you love off the paper. So I looked upon the paper and her name was Linda. So I said, Linda's the one me love. He said, I'll tell you what, starting tomorrow, me don't want to hear nobody call this house but Linda. So he said, let me tell you what you do. You tell Linda you love her and you want to marry her. And don't have them other women call. But it made me stand up and be a man because I didn't love the other woman. And Linda was the only one me love. But me was a playboy and me playing the field. And I was enjoying myself. But my father put the hammer down and said, no, that's not going to happen here. And he said, no, man, that's it. And so from that day, it made me stand up and be a man. Because my father instilled that into me. No, so you can't love all of them. You only can love one. He said, me advise you to get married. So, I mean, he's serious too. So, me didn't argue back. Me said, okay. So the next day, me told all the other ladies, me let them go. And me said, Linda, me need to talk to you. And so I said, look, we need to get married. And so we planned the wedding, and a year after that, we was married. And we had one son, Lloyd Jr., before she passed away. And so, right T values, what he say is what he mean.
I met Linda. She is a fantastic person. It's unfortunate that the relationship between him and his wife had to end. But she was a fantastic person. And I think he made the right choice. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the distinct pleasure in introducing you to a couple of my Jamaican friends who are, I would consider to be elders. What am I say? Seniors? Elders, right. These gentlemen have been here, both of them brothers, for over 30 years. I just want them to introduce themselves first.
This is Paris, and I've been here since approximately 1972, I believe. I came shortly after my brother, and it's been a great pleasure to be here, enjoying myself with fellow Jamaicans. one thing that I love most of all is the camaraderie. Just to be here with people you're familiar with, the same cultures, same foods we eat, and we share some of the same experiences.
My name is Chuck. I've been here since January 11th, 1971, and I also enjoy the camaraderie. I like the way the Jamaican community is very close-knit. I've lived in Philadelphia up until 1998 is when I came to Wisconsin, and I think that the Jamaican community here is very close-knit, and I hope that we can always keep that.
When I moved into my current office, I could not have done it without Chuck. Paris was hiding. He didn't want to help me, but Chuck helped me move into my office. I have a lot to be thankful for as far as this man is concerned. He's my friend. The family is my friend. His sister is my friend. I only know 3 of them. I don't know if there are more, but I know him and his sisters. They're my friends, and I thank Paris right now. I've thanked him before, but I want to say thanks to Paris once again for helping me out. Chuck. This is Paris. That's Chuck. Chuck is the man who did this one you're looking at. Is the guy who did all the heavy load and helped me out. Now, Paris, since you've been in the United States, give me in 1 minute what your life has been like in the United States.
Well, to be completely honest, it's been a roller coaster. You know, you grow up and you hear when you come to America, life is easy and you're supposed to do the right things, and if you do the right things, great things will happen. But sometimes it doesn't really work that way. Being a minority, there's some things that you have to go through that you're not even expecting. Personally, I was in Philadelphia, as my brother said, went to school, came to Wisconsin, went to the University of Wisconsin, graduated. Everything was just going great. I had a job and everything. I ran into some problems with the IRS, as most people do, and I tried some different things that didn't work out. And being a minority, sometimes you get, I would say, I hate to use the word picked on, but you get into situations sometimes that are unfavorable with the police and so forth. And although I don't have any convictions or anything, but yet at the same time, you get arrest records and so forth. And that has kind of hindered some of my opportunities in terms of employment. But one thing though, and I think this applies to most people of the minority status, is that you have to think independently. You have to think about doing something on your own, starting a business of some sort, whether it's sales or import, export, anything of that nature. So I've been up and down, and right now I think having a complete understanding of it, I'm headed in the right direction right now with my life in terms of like what I want to do and where I want to go. And again, I think it's in sales and entrepreneurship.
Chuck, same question to you, my man.
My answer to that question, well, first I must say, like, I wasn't fortunate enough to graduate college, as my brother just stated. But I think that you can still make it in life and be happy and successful without going to college. I think the main thing that we have to concentrate on is just doing the right thing and sticking with our Jamaican culture, our heritage, and stick with your family, because we all have certain ethics, morals, and values that we all uphold, and I think that is very much important. I think we have to disassociate ourselves from getting caught up in the propaganda as far as wearing the pants down off your butt, your hat's backwards. It's okay to be cool, but you still have to educate yourselves. I think it all boils down to, my advice is just stick to your culture, stick with your people, and have some ethnic pride.
I would like to announce here that Chuck just informed me that he's making a fantastic step in his life. And I would like him to just discuss it just a little bit more, as much as he's willing to share with us.
Well, I met the most wonderful woman on February 24th, and we're getting married May 18th. I really wish she was here. I definitely have to get a copy of this tape so I could show her. She's a beautiful girl, wonderful girl, and I've been fortunate enough to meet this person. I think that when I tell my friends about the experience I'm going through with my wife and how wonderful, my future wife, and how wonderful it is, I say that a lot of times men meet a wonderful woman, but what you have to do when you meet that wonderful woman, you can't just say, okay, I've got a good woman, now I can go around and keep her happy, but go around and mess around the streets. You have to keep a level of respect for her. You have to behave yourself and stand firm. You have, like my wife, I hold her in the absolute highest regard. So I know that I would never disrespect her or call her out her name or curse at her, because once you do that, no matter how much you make up, you lose a level of respect, and you just always want to keep that one that you choose to be your wife, your queen. You always just want to keep her on that pedestal.
I know those values are found in every culture, but I believe in the Jamaican culture, it seems to be very, very strong, what he's saying about his wife to be and about his feelings towards her. And for that, I think it epitomizes what Jamaicans are, what they ought to be. Now, if you had to give some advice to the younger Jamaicans coming here, the ones who are just recently, for us recently is less than 20 years. If you had to give some advice, what would you advise those newcomers?
Well, my advice would be, if you have your mind set on doing something, don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it. There is a way to do it. Whether you go in school or whether you're not in school, or if you were successful in school in Jamaica, or if you're not successful in school here, or you weren't successful in school in Jamaica, still think positive and always be proactive. You can always do whatever you want to do. Just put your mind to it and don't let anyone tell you that you cannot do it, all right? Just stay focused and try to always do the right things and always think above everyone else. You can do it, just keep trying.
My advice would be, I don't know why, but for some reason I keep returning to the family unit, but my advice would be, listen to your parents, because they have been there, they have done that, and I think everything all starts in the home, what you learn in your household. So I would just say, listen to your parents, stay close to home, and continue your education, and just like my brother said, stay positive, keep a positive mind, and when the situation is bad, and don't get caught up and influenced with the wrong people.
I am at loss for words. I am in the presence of greatness. What's your name, sir?
Wes Holmes.
Where are you from, sir?
The wonderful parish of Trelawney.
Is there a parish in Jamaica called Trelawney?
The one and only Trelawney.
Now, why would you leave that Trelawney, whatever the name is, to come to the United States?
My original purpose was to pursue an education. So the opportunity came, then I applied, they accepted me for whatever reason. I don't know, I think my reputation preceded me. Reputation in terms of my academics, you do understand. So, I followed suits, and I've been here ever since. And I've been among greatness. I'm trying to emulate some of the trailblazers, but all that's happening is that dust in my face. So I always try to hang around wonderful people like you and George Plummer and wonderful Leden Shaft and all those comrades.
When did you come to the United States?
You know, it's this will disclose my age to an extent, but in 1967, I came here in '67, and I went to Carroll. I was in Waukesha. When I came, it was Waukesha until I was acculturated, and I pronounced the word appropriately, so they could keep me there for a while. And they allowed me to stay in the town after I maintained the appropriate pronunciation. And I stayed in Waukesha for 2 years before I saw a Jamaican. And in '67, that was like such a major relief. As a matter of fact, the persons that I saw, the Jamaicans that I met the first time in 1969 was Leonard Morgan and Charles Williams. That's when we had Summerfest just began, in the early years of Summerfest. I happened to be there, and I just heard the Jamaican sound, and I leapt and I jumped in the crowd and gravitated quickly towards where I heard the Jamaican accent. And from them I have been immersed in my Jamaicanness here, and my vocational path was changed ever since.
Mr. Holmes, what have you done since you graduated from Carroll College?
Right after my graduation, I went back to Jamaica for a year. I was the vice principal of a high school there. That's William Knibb Memorial High School in the parish, Trelawney, in the capital in Falmouth. And after the first academic year, I came back to this country to pursue a graduate degree because my parents were concerned about my inclination in politics, because I was gravitating towards politics. Politics excites me. I love it, and they were afraid of the turn that political emphasis was in Jamaica, and they thought it would be a better thing for me to pursue my passion, my other passion, which was education. So I came back here and pursued a graduate degree, and I have been in the business of education, part of teaching and administration ever since. So I've been in the business here for approximately 34 years.
Isn't it about time you retire, Mr. Holmes?
You know, people have been saying that when I'm thinking about retiring, but I still get butterflies in my stomach at the beginning of each semester. I still like the camaraderie at the institution. I see the need for my involvement, and they still allow me to practice my passion there. And on top of that, they do pay me, so I decide to stay with them.
Mr. Holmes is a very successful teacher, MATC, and I don't know if teacher is the word that aptly describes him, but teacher in the broadest sense of the word, because there are a lot of Jamaicans here who hold Mr. Holmes in their highest regard. I am one of them. Equally high in terms of regard is the respect and love I have for his wife. No, I can say love because he's sitting right beside me, but I'm gonna. But I let him tell me about her.
I have been a fortunate man and a blessed man. I would say that, because I have a partner without whom I don't think I would have achieved the level of in terms of social success, academic success, and the whole being would not be without her. And I've been very blessed to be married to a wonderful lady by the name of Lorna. Unfortunately, she isn't here at the moment. She is taking care of family business. However, my success is the personification of my success is because of her involvement in my life. And I have a friend, a brother, we're just symbiotic twins, Dr. Lubsey and myself. I have a lot of associates, but I have a close friend by the name of Dr. Lubsey. And yes, he is a family friend for whom I have unflappable respect and love.
Now, except for me, I understand that behind every great man is a woman who does not give him any money, who does not let him handle money. Shaft, his wife, will not let him handle money. West, his wife, will not let him handle money. I happen to be in that same category, but I am not as illustrious as these gentlemen are. Now, Mr. Holmes, you have done this many, many times, so this should be easy for you. For the Jamaicans, for the new Jamaicans who came here, the ones who have only been here for less than 20 years.
Oh, those are new ones.
Yes. What advice do you have for those people?
One, if you have a passion that is defensible, pursue it. You have a passion, make sure allow it to become a part of your vocation. You do want to share that which you have with others. You do want to maintain your cultural connection, so your Jamaicanness should be part of your acculturation. And love your family. Love your family members, love your countrymen, because we are standing on the shoulders of those Jamaicans who have preceded us. Some of them are still with us today, and some of them have left their marks and they have gone on. We will follow in their footsteps, but we want our Jamaicanness to be part of this cultural setting here in Milwaukee. So I admonish the other generations that are coming behind us to stay steady in their Jamaicanness while they respect their Americanness.
That's exactly how I would have said it. Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, Dr. Lubsey. This has been a wonderful, wonderful evening. And just to add, today I witnessed 5 generations of Jamaicans in this edifice, and I was impressed to see the communication and the commiseration of all these generations sitting in this one place. Thank you, Mr. Shaft. Thank you, Leden Shaft. You have been part of our Jamaicanness.
Once more, I have the pleasure of talking to a Jamaican.
Jamaican, yes I am.
Yes. This is my friend's son, my best friend's son, Shaft Junior.
Did that make me your best friend, son? Did that make me your best friend too?
You've been my best friend ever since you had diapers on. Not that true, but I've known you for a long enough time. Who are you?
My name is Leden Wood. I'm the son of Leden Shaft Tucker, a Jamaican, which is probably the most important thing to me is being a Jamaican because I'm more in touch with my culture. You know what I mean? Yes, I'm American, but yes, I'm part of a proud culture which I use every day and which I go about every day. I love it very much.
Growing up in this culture, when being a Jamaican was probably not something to be admired, when something was more of a curse than a blessing, what do you have to say about it?
I think about the beginning when I first came up and people say Jamaican funk and tease me, but as you know, and sing the songs, and when I used to play basketball, they used to call me Dr. Jamaica and all that stuff, and it used to really bother me. But when I got older, I started learning about the culture and I embraced it. And you can't help but embrace something that means a lot to you. Being that my mother and father's Jamaican, and that's very uncommon in America. Usually people, father's Jamaican or your mother's Jamaican, but I come from a great heritage. We're both from Jamaican, so they definitely instilled something positive in me, which I still carry on today. And I teach my children. I am a teacher, and I teach them my culture to let them know where they came from and teach them how to benefit from it.
Now, having been here all your life, what would you say as an advice to the Jamaicans who are coming here and the Jamaicans who have to go through the things that you went through? What advice would you give to those people?
Definitely stay focused. Realize that my philosophy is what my grandpa always said: you can't plant peas and get corn. So bottom line is, it's a difference between greatness and success. You know what I mean? Everybody can be successful. Donald Trump is successful. But once you achieve greatness, you can't be successful. So one thing about being Jamaican and being when my mother and father's from Jamaica is that they taught me how to receive greatness, not just to be successful, not to just say take success and be happy with that, but try to be as great as you can as possible.
Thank you very, very much. Now, I'm giving you one final opportunity. If there's anything that I didn't ask that you would probably like to say to us for posterity, I'm giving you that opportunity to say that.
I just wanted you to know I'm happy. This is a wonderful opportunity. I like the idea that we all getting together to keep renewing our culture and hang together and look out together and spend time together. Because I think we don't have enough time in our busy lives that sometimes we forget where we come from. But this is a wonderful reminder where we have come from and where we have to go. And this is great. I'm glad to be with my family again.
Thank you so much, Junior. As always, every encounter with you has been pleasant.
Thank you.
It's with the greatest of pleasure I am now introducing spiritual leader here in Milwaukee, Reverend Bent. First of all, state who you are.
My name is Reverend David D. Bent of Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
When did you come to the United States?
1969. I'm here 38 years now.
Was there a reason for you to be in the United States, for you to come to the United States?
Sure. I came here through my church as a Bible school student. I went to Chicago Bible College, and I then leave from Chicago to Milwaukee. And I've been saying it's my last winter. I've been saying that for 38 years.
Shaft, did you have anything to ask the Reverend?
Yes, I don't really have too much to ask Reverend because we go way back, and I guess Reverend, we all learn from him. He's our teacher, he's our leader, and he's our preacher. So I just want to say, hey, I'm glad to have him here today. Have his respect to be with him, and just to pass a few words with the Rev. And hey, this is our Rev, okay? This is our preacher. So we're glad to have him here with us today, having a good time, having fun, and we're just talking to him and get some input from the Rev, okay?
Just want to say congratulations to you as a businessman in the community and for the outstanding job you are doing in the community. And to Dr. Lubsey, who is our physician, and he's doing such an outstanding job in the community. We appreciate him and we thank God for him.
Rev, in 1 minute, could you sum up your life and or your experiences in the United States, hitting the highlights and maybe the lowlights?
Well, I have no regrets of being in the United States. God has been good to me, He has blessed me. I'm leading some wonderful people, which the Lord has given unto me. We have a wonderful congregation, which is 98% Jamaican, and they are wonderful people, and I think we are moving forward. We're looking forward for a great future.
Like I said before, it is a great pleasure in talking to the Reverend. He means a lot more to me than I can state in the time allotted to me. Now, in terms of his advice, we classified the Reverend as a senior. He has been here for almost going to 50 years. The pioneers are anybody who's been here over 50 years. The elders, actually you're an elder because elders are from 40 to 50 years and the seniors from 30 to 40 years. So as an elder, the people who are just coming here, is there anything that you can think of that you would like to say to them as an advice, which could help them to live as productive and as successful a life as you have?
Well, first you have to have a goal and work towards your goal, whatever you're trying to achieve. It takes much to come here, and once you get a visa to come here, you should make sure that you put that visa to use. You don't need to come here and get into the wrong company and do the wrong thing. There's a lot of opportunity, and it's for you to take advantage of those opportunities that has been given to you. And if you do that, you can accomplish that which you set out to do.
Thank you very much, Reverend. Is there any other thing that was not said that you'd like take advantage of this opportunity to say to us, Jamaicans? Jamaicans here and the Jamaicans in the next 5-10 years who may be reviewing this tape.
Well, I just want to say thank you for this interview. We pray that you'll do a lot of other interview. There are other wonderful Jamaicans here who have achieved a lot, and I'm sure that their contribution will be a blessing and a help to others.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, once again, we just come to the conclusion of saying it's been a good day. We have a lot of friends here, relatives. We have Jamaican friends, American friends, and we have a good time. And we like to do this again. So for you all who are listening to this tape, we just want to say, hey, we love you. We love you all, and try to live a good life. We try to do the best we can, and we think we do good so far. And again, my friend is not here. We also keep an empty cheer for him. His name is Andy. Andy, we miss you, man. And to our family, we love you. We love you all. Dr. Lubsey, been good, man. Peace.
Thank you very much, my friend. I hope that when my eyes close, I will still have the same positive feeling that I do about you now. I don't anticipate any change for you, for Andy, and for my fellow Jamaicans. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
'Cause they lay wait to take my soul, yeah. But my life is worth much more than gold. Alright, many a times them try to walk to make them friends, them